Hey folks, I'm in South Carolina today with Jeff and Justin, and we're gonna do a real brief walkthrough of each of your Kaku Kayak Zulus before we get out on the water. Who wants to go first?
Justin, do you want to go?
Okay, I'll go ahead. This is my Kaku Zulu. Got a little bit of everything going on here. Got my anchor wizards, front and rear. I got my...
You got two of them. What does that do for you?
Just for different, like whenever you're in the river, depending on which way you want to face, like going down river, up river, it just kind of helps you control more whenever you're anchored.
Okay.
A bunch of steering.
Got my steering pretty much custom set up for the Zulu. It's just made with yak attack gear, held onto the tracks. It steers my Torpedo 1103.
And lift that up and down a couple times. I want to show the pulley setup you did here.
Set up easy.
Give me a couple times up and down. Very nice.
Yep. Easy steering, back and forth.
Cool.
Black pack. Everything inside of here is.
So you got the hinges. You got your battery in there.
My battery set up in there.
You got these little spacers to knock your
bring my
rod holders out from the hinge, probably.
Yep.
Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And
that's some yak power stuff.
That's my wiring for my yak power lights, all the way around. My front lights, my bow and stern lights.
Where's your transducer?
Transducer is mounted to the bottom of the pod underneath.
It's under here.
Yeah, it's under the pod.
So it's probably flush with. Let me get under there.
Yeah, it's pretty flush.
I don't know if I'm gonna show that real well, but there it is. Very cool.
And that's all powered, self-contained unit. There's 2 Dakota lithium batteries in here, 2 10 amp hours.
Okay.
That power all that. It's all
nice. It gives you a nice flat surface.
Yeah, nice flat surface.
You got your switches.
Switches for
top side.
Yep. Master power.
Use the side arms to get your line out away from probably rubbing on your little cooler here.
Inside's my yak power module, the wireless module.
Nice. Cool. And Jeff, yours is similar, but I think you got a couple extra differences. I'm curious about how you did your battery, because this is if you don't know, Jeff is a certified Torpedo service technician. You do a lot of work on a lot of
service work on basically all the engines and batteries.
We're going to talk about that in a separate video here in a minute, but you've done some custom stuff here. This is interesting.
Basically what I did.
This is normally a longer cable.
Right. That's actually a cable off of a travel short shaft motor.
Okay.
Installed on the 1103.
Same electronic communication needs.
Yes.
Yep,
same
power.
Cable, basically just a shorter version of it. And I've actually made a bulkhead connector and wired that down to the battery.
Wow.
And my throttle cable runs up and through a through-hole connector to my throttle.
Yep. Let's follow that up. Comes out
up here.
Here with the yak attack through hole.
Yep, that's the yak attack through hole connector.
It comes back here.
Comes back to the throttle.
Yep. To the
and the reason for that was that allows me, according to what I'm doing, where I'm at, I can take this throttle and move it up front. Yep. It doesn't have to stay back here by the seat.
Okay.
I can move it up front. I can move it back some.
Did you do that for standing or?
I did that because there are cases where I won't even have the anchor wizards on.
Right.
If we're in a lot of small ponds and stuff like that where I really don't need to anchor, or I'm going to be using an anchor pole, I've got no use for them, so I pull them off.
I love your anchor. Where do you get This is interesting. This is?
That's a 6-pound anchor wizard. Here, let me release it so you can.
Yep.
That's a 6-pound anchor wizard radius anchor.
I had not seen these. That's pretty cool.
A 4-pound and a 6-pound, and they work very well.
Nice. Go ahead and pull that up. I'm using Da Bomb, and I've been happy with it. It's enough, you know, it's the right amount of weight, and it's I think they're both good for what we need. Maybe talk to me about your black pack modifications. You got
black pack.
You got some stainless steel hinges, man.
I do. Those are actually Engel dry box cooler hinges.
Okay.
Reappropriated.
Nice.
And a little bit of basic kayak hardware. You know, a little hook, a bungee, and a tie down eye.
Sure.
And this is full of everything in the world. There's tons of bait boxes in here. My box with my cameras in it.
Yeah.
Keeps everything up and out of the way. And if you actually dig all the way to the bottom.
I see some Z-Man trout eye jig heads or something.
Spare tools.
Oh yeah.
In case I need to do any repairs on the water. Or in case I encounter anything that's unexpected.
You can't turn that part of your brain off, can you?
No.
You're always tinkering.
That's roughly 25 years being a mechanic,
right?
And it just kind of sticks with you.
It shows, man. Even down to the different pulleys,
run it through the pulleys to keep it away from everything. Clean
to the anchor wizard, and you got the tackle webs thing on the back of the what do they call it, the Larry chair.
That's the Voodoo Zulu chair.
Yep.
Machete.
You got a machete. You got your scabbard here on the side.
Yep. That's
awesome.
a cheap one in case I drop it in the water. I'm not going to cry.
Whatever, man. It's
first aid kit is a must.
I carry the saw on the back of mine.
Yeah.
It's the Silky saw. My buddy Jeff, who's an arborist up in Maryland, he recommended
those are great
Silky saws.
So first aid kit, absolute must.
Yeah. Very accessible too.
Right. That's my thing. I want everything to be accessible, easy to get to.
Got your catch board.
Catch board mounted where it just slides right in and out.
Yep. Looks like you got a radio in there.
There's one on my vest. This is a spare that I carry with me.
Yep.
Just in case.
You got the twist ties everywhere.
Yeah, the twist ties. That way I can kind of pack everything up fairly quick.
The kayak cushion, did you go with the regular or the firm?
This is a regular.
Yeah.
And on top of the decent cushion that's already on the Kaku seat,
yep.
It comes out just being amazing. Yeah.
Very nice.
Another small modification is up here. This is actually a DeWalt toolbox.
That fits in there perfect.
It does, and I've actually bolted it through the seat. So if you pull the seat off, it comes off with it.
Yeah. That is awesome. And you got your beanie weenies.
Absolutely.
Nice. You got some Z-Man stuff ready to rock. TRD crawls, all kinds of stuff. That is awesome. Got extra batteries.
Bluetooth speaker. Got extra batteries, hand warmer, flashlight. The flashlight, the hand warmer, and a little external camera battery.
Nice.
Keep all that in. I wear glasses and contacts, so if I'm ever out on the water, I make sure I have a spare pair of glasses just in case something gets in my eyes, anything like that.
The first time, I used to wear glasses, and I got the LASIK thing done years ago, but my first encounter with a strainer, I lost my glasses. I flipped and lost them, and it was not easy to get back.
Yeah.
I could see okay. I didn't read water real well, but I was still in 1998, still pretty green.
Between the shores.
Yeah, I was still pretty green anyways. That strainer was the one that launched my taking a whitewater class, getting a real whitewater boat with a skirt and helmet and a nose plug, and doing some other crazy stuff. Took Swiftwater Rescue after that. I mean, it eventually it motivated me. It absolutely motivated me. But yeah, hey, let's talk a little bit about the
center pod.
Well, you got a yak power control
So
here.
this is a Kaku center pod laid in, kind of like Justin's.
Yep.
But instead of fish finder and batteries, my fish finder's mounted here with a through hull connector. And what I did here is I've got an extension here that will plug in.
Yep.
And the two switches, I've got fishing lights underneath. I've got some green LED strips underneath.
Yep. That brings those bait fish up to you night fishing.
And I've got UV strips underneath.
Ooh. What's the UV do?
The UV acts basically like the green fishing lights, but they seem to work better. The UV, just fish are just more attracted to that UV.
Yeah.
So if the green lights aren't doing it, the UV lights come on.
Okay.
And of course, ram mount phone holder.
Yep.
That way I can try and not manage to drop my phone in the water.
Yeah.
The custom pedal steer, kind of like Justin's, we set up.
So you're attached, you kind of, instead of connecting back here and running back this way, you're attaching to the front. And I actually did that with the Jackson Kayak Take 2 because I had multiple seating positions.
What that allowed me to do is keep that tube tucked up underneath and out of the way, and the cable kind of protected and out of the way. Nothing catches on it, nothing's going to hit it. Everything's tucked in underneath the pedals.
Nice.
Of course,
you got your little mini cooler here?
Little mini cooler, yeah, just big enough to get out on the water for a couple of hours and have a couple of cold drinks.
Beautiful.
A couple of monsters, stay awake.
Yeah.
And front hatch, I added a couple of the twisted ties and like my launch rope. And so you get in here, and here's my Amped Outdoors battery and yak power controller for all the lights.
Yep.
And that was just a easy spot to stick everything, because I don't really carry much in this front hatch with the exception of my NRS dry bag with my rain suit.
Nice.
And of course my fish finder, I don't have side scan. I just have a standard scan with down imaging.
Right.
And I've actually glued my transducer inside the hull.
Okay.
And had very good readings, no issues out of it.
Nice.
Works well, and it's out of the way. I don't have to worry about hitting anything, catching anything, ripping it loose.
Man,
and I can still swap out to my pedal drive in 20 minutes.
Okay.
I can pull all this, I can pull the pedals off, disconnect them, pull that pod out, pull the torpedo mount off, and stick a rudder on, stick the rudder control. I've still got my cable for my rudder control.
Yep.
And that way I can switch over to the Kaku Zulu pedal drive, like I said, in 15-20 minutes.
Cool.
That way if I'm fishing a tournament where they don't allow motors, easy swap, still on the water, still kicking.
Do those still exist?
They do. Vinny.
Okay. All right.
We know Vinny.
Cool. Well, I
yeah,
appreciate both of you guys walking me through your rigs. We're going to hit the water here, go catch some South Carolina smallmouth, hopefully.
Hope so.
All right. Well, stay tuned. We're gonna have an episode. We're gonna talk a little bit more with Jeff about the service, the Torpedo certified service that he provides for repairing and doing warranty work. And then we're gonna have a separate episode of our trip today. See ya.